You want it? You got it. Reality radio done right. No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Oh, here we go! Oh, what's working? Yo! Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents, streaming worldwide, KFMA.com. I'm a little off already this morning, this damn ear thing.
No, I think you're on, bro.
Oh, yes, I'm on. We are on.
You're on.
We're live on this Tuesday. I hope you guys had a 3-day weekend as well. Welcome back. Thank you for tuning into the show. Obviously, we had the day off yesterday, celebrating George Washington's birthday. El Presidente.
El Presidente.
Yes. So that's a day where we celebrate all the presidents, and say, most of you did a bad job. To be honest with you, it's one of those jobs where only a small percentage actually did great at it, and the rest just were all total failures. Just deuce in the bed, and then we celebrate that. We celebrate that somehow, some way. After all the terrible leadership we've had over the hundreds of years, we are somehow still here, and just putting up a fight. So
that's right, baby.
We had that. It's worth having a day off. I'm a little thrown off because, I've been having ear issues in my right ear for a couple months now.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed that I wasn't able to hear like high pitch noises out of that ear. And it started just getting clogged. So I picked up this like earwax removal kit from the drugstore. Yeah. And I've been doing that like a couple times a day. And what it's doing is it's bringing all the earwax to the front of my ear canal and completely just creating like a wall, a blockage. So I have my headphones on right now. And this is probably one of the scariest things I've experienced physically is that I can't hear out of my right ear. I'm like at a 20%. So my left ear is 100%. My right ear is 20%. When I lay on my left ear at night, like it sounds like the TV's underwater. Yeah. And so I'm like discombobulated a little bit. I feel like my equilibrium is a little off.
It messes with everything.
It does.
Yeah.
It screws it up. So I'm like half-brained and wild-eyed, which has nothing to do with it. But
talking to family and friends, you have to constantly go, huh?
Yeah, no,
my bad ear. They're like, oh yeah, they go around.
No, my girlfriend and my daughter hate it.
Yeah.
They're so frustrated. Just like everything they say, I'm repeating it with, what'd you say?
Right.
Huh? And my best friend, growing up, one of my best friends, Claire, she had just one ear. She was born with one ear. Right?
Oh, wow.
Well, she has two ears, but she's born with hearing.
Whoa.
Yeah, no, she's a very beautiful girl. But she's deaf in one ear, and I used to make fun of her about it all the time. And that karma came up to me tenfold.
Yep.
Yeah, I have to call her today and be like,
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
All the times I was like talking into your bad ear on purpose. I am so sorry. I'm such a dick.
You know what she's gonna do? I can't hear you.
Yeah.
Hang up.
Like what? Yeah, I can't even hear you.
No, I'm cursed.
Yes. We effed up, Rico.
Huh?
We effed up big, dude. There was 2 days in a row that ICP sold out the Rialto Theater, and we didn't go down there. They were there Friday night and Saturday night.
Oh man, you forgot to tell me.
Yeah, I forgot. I spaced completely. Friday night, I didn't do anything either. And we could have been down at the Rialto hanging out with our Juggalo friends,
dude,
and getting footage and all that good stuff. And unfortunately, we missed that opportunity.
We dropped the hatchet.
We dropped the hatchet. I'm bummed out by that. But, I just wanted to point that out to you.
That ruined my morning.
I know. I'm sorry. Did you do anything Friday night?
I was getting my makeup ready for the following weekends. I thought ICP was going to be here.
Yep.
I had my Party City makeup all ready to go.
Dude, you got to blame the station, man. We have these events.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even know System of a Down was playing. I'm the morning show host on the Rock Station in Arizona. They were playing up in Phoenix. And, like, I get no heads up. We get no hookup. It's ridiculous. And I'm pretty sick of it.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, management, these events come to town. Hook a brother up because who knows? Maybe it will create something to talk about on the radio show. Great content.
John Mayer was at the EGs 2 weeks ago. Nobody told us.
Son of a bitch.
I know.
Mayor?
Yep.
Oh. God damn it.
I know you have a tattoo of him and everything.
Yeah, dude.
Yep. It's a shame.
Was it like
gotta-
an EG's promotional tour?
I don't know. They didn't tell me.
Oh,
He
how
was
the
there
mighty
for
have fallen.
the 3-hour show, unreleased tracks and everything.
Okay, that's enough. All right.
I know.
All right. Well, you know what? Let's not focus on the negative. Let's focus on the positive. Here's what's positive. Okay, it's Tap Out Tuesday. We're gonna have Lindy from Thunder Bacon Burger Company in the 8 o'clock hour. We're gonna play around to Tap Out, where you can win up to $100 in gift certificates to Thunder Bacon Burger Company. Delicious burgers there on 4th Avenue. We're excited to have Lindy back. He's bringing some burgers for us to grub on as well. So we'll play that game, Tap Out, in the 8 o'clock hour. Speaking of games, well, you know that Foo Fighters is releasing a new movie this week, right?
I saw that. Yeah.
Yes, it's
Horror
a
movie?
horror film.
Yep.
Yeah. It's called Studio 666. And we actually have digital passes for you to see that movie this week.
Cool.
And this is how we're going to do this. You're familiar with the game Wordle, right?
Wordle? A little bit, yeah.
Okay, so we're going to play a game called Foodle.
Foodle.
Foodle's much like Wordle. I'm going to give out a 5-letter word. It's a 5-letter word. You have to guess what the 5-letter word is.
Mhm.
I'll give you more information on that, and we're going to play Foodle here before the 7 o'clock hour and see if we can't get people to guess the word correctly. If they guess the word correctly, they're going to win those passes to see Studio 666.
Cool.
That plus I think I have Tattoo Expo tickets. So listener bait galore for sure. But we'll get some music rolling right now and be ready for our morning moron, which is happening after For the Glory by All Things Good. Let's kick things off with Metallica. Rico, you ready?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's go.
Woo.
Oh, another hour and a half.
Right.
You know, I'm pushing 105,
On the
106
podcast.
hours for the week.
Shit. Yo, what's going on, guys? Just chatting here with our in-studio friends. Of course, you guys know Rico.
Hi.
And you should recall Lindy. Welcome, Lindy, back to the podcast broadcast.
I'm not leaving.
Yes.
Not going anywhere.
We did Tap Out Tuesday a little earlier. About to do a tease on the air for the podcast broadcast, doing Beefle's Court next. And you guys are going to be the jury. So we're going to see if this guy was out of line. I'll give you more info on that here in just a second, but I got about 10 seconds for this 3 Days Grace song to end. And shout out to Sarah, Just Say Page, for helping me on the Twitch stream. I'll explain that in a second too. Rock 102.1 KFMA. It's a podcast broadcast, the only podcast that's live on the radio. Still hanging out with us, Lindy from Thunder Bacon Burger Company and Rico. Coming up next, we're doing a Beefle's Court. Oh, yes. There's a situation that went viral on TikTok, I believe.
You can't handle the truth.
Yeah. When a guy was pretty much patting himself on the back, people said it was a bad look. We're going to break that down and let him know whether or not it is in fact a bad look or he's in the right. That's coming up next in the Beefle's Court, plus a whole bunch of things that we can't talk about on the air. We're going to talk on the podcast broadcast stream. So join us there on the Rock 102.1 Facebook page or youtube.com/beefvegan, or even on Twitch. Just search Beefvegan Presents. All right, that's all the house cleaning. Let's get ready to have a good time. Let's do this, right?
Woo.
All right, clear. Sometimes I get a little too hyped up and ahead of myself.
Take a deep breath.
Yes, deep breath.
He's back.
Yeah, and I got that love burger inside me. If you didn't see the love burger, we'll show that here in a little bit. It's the burger of the month that Thunder Bacon Burger Company was doing, and I told Lindy that it's like the perfect breakfast burger as well because it's sweet.
Great.
It's like the bun is almost like a donut, and then with the cream cheese and the bacon, you know, like all this deliciousness that you're just like, yeah, this is like a
concha.
breakfast recipe as well.
Yeah.
And then in a little bit, so in the 7 o'clock hour, we talked about Rico's latest video where he's doing stand up in the metaverse. Now, I'm going to show you just 2 seconds of this because we'll show you the full clip when we're done. But look at this.
All right, give it up for your opener, Shitcoin Steve. Shitcoin Steve, good work, buddy. So yeah, thank you all for coming out tonight, and by coming out, I mean thank you for closing your Pornhub tab and joining my Discord. I really appreciate that. It's a good-looking crowd, too. Ma'am, are those tits fake? It's all right. Everybody's tits are fake in here. Don't worry about it. So what is this, a crowd or an NFT, huh?
All right, so that's just a tip, just a little example. It's a hilarious clip, about 2.5 minutes. You might have seen it if you follow Rico on Instagram or Facebook. On Instagram, it's Unreal Rico. We're gonna play the full stand-up in the metaverse clip after we get done with this next segment. It's hilarious
I'm gonna
too.
get death threats.
No, I mean there are some controversial jokes there, but very Dave Chappelle like.
Hey.
I was super impressed not only by the graphics that you did when you put together this, but the actual stand-up material was like, yeah, this actually sounds like real stand-up.
Right?
Yeah.
I've been around for years looking at them, so I'm like, I just kind of pieced it together.
Yeah, no, yeah, you see the formula.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that was the takeaway that I got from interviewing all the different comedians that I did over the years was that the difference between people who want to do comedy and the people that do comedy is the people that do comedy just started doing it.
Mm-hmm.
The people that wanted to do it just never started doing it.
Right.
And really, it just takes that self-confidence and not being afraid to fail and getting on stage and working the craft. But
you have to eat shit.
Yeah.
Well,
and
sometimes I feel like it also takes like a certain, like just this intelligent, witty.
to be great.
Right,
Yes. But you
yeah,
could be dumb and not that great and still be successful. Because I've met a lot of comedians who were
everybody
touring
laughs at
comedians.
people that fall off the stage.
Right. Well, I mean, I met very successful comedians where I'm like, oh, I'm way funnier than you.
Yeah.
But they just kind of they say one funny thing a month and they write it down. And after a year, boom.
Tagline.
Rock on 2.1. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. It's now time for the Beefle's Court. All right, so here's the case, guys. This happened on TikTok. Somebody posted a video. Basically, is a guy boasting about how he tipped his waiter 200% at an Olive Garden on Valentine's Day. Now, first off, he's going to Olive Garden on Valentine's Day, so I'm pretty sure he didn't get laid. But
Hey.
the bill was $46. Maybe he ate there by himself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
All those breadsticks.
Salad and breadsticks.
Mhm.
I don't have a girl on Valentine's Day. I'm gonna drop my pain in unlimited breadsticks. Oh,
Don't knock it.
no, knock it till you try it. Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. So the bill was $46, and he tipped $92. Okay. Now he's getting backlash online because people said it was patronizing and self-aggrandizing. I didn't say that right.
What?
Yeah.
We're complaining about good tips now?
Well,
Why?
because he was hyping his own deed. All right.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
But he went back, did a follow-up video, and says he has no regrets. So,
No regrets.
yeah. Now, Lindy, you are in the service industry. You own Thunder Bacon Burger Company on 4th, and people tip when they order their food, even though it's fast casual type of environment. Is there such thing as too much tipping? And is this guy in the wrong for taking it to social media to try to show everyone what an awesome dude he is?
I mean, the self-serving part, guilty. Like, just do it because you want to make someone's day,
Right.
Mhm.
And like I said, we're fast casual. Some people tip, some people don't. It's not it was something I didn't want to be a factor, really. It's really just a good bonus for everybody at the end of the day, and we still just try to push forward. And so, but if you show up unannounced from an out-of-state sports team with 17 deep and my restaurant's already full, and you tip 2.7% and you're a jerk,
That sounds like that's something that happened recently, huh?
yeah.
Oddly specific.
So actually, all the players were really cool. The coach, I'm just like, I hope U of A wiped the floor with your.
And they
ass.
did. And so that's the good thing. I mean, if there is like a silver lining, they got stomped by the Wildcats because they're on
Right.
fire this year. They just haven't been losing. They only lost 2 games this entire season so far. They're going to be ranked number 1. And that's because other teams don't know how to tip when they go into
That's
town.
right.
Well, it's just
Karma,
like,
baby.
and you don't have to at my place, but I'm like, if you're going to
Right.
then do it. It's some sort of like, I don't know.
If you know it's going to be a burden order, for sure.
Yeah.
But that's a
Burden
whole
order.
nother discussion. That's just radio protocol 101.
I mean,
Or I'm sorry,
Mhm.
restaurant protocol 101.
yeah.
What do you say, Rico, as far as the guy leaving this massive tip and then basically asking his followers to look at him, look how
Yeah.
awesome he is?
Basically going with what he was saying. If it's like self-aggrandizing, whatever, like self-promoting, like, look
Uh-huh.
at me, I'm a good sure, you get what you deserve, bro. You do it just out of the purity of your heart and it catches on. Like a Keanu Reeves type of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Bro.
gonna seek the death penalty with the jury.
Yeah.
Whoa, wait.
Well,
I wasn't going that far. Well, Your Honor.
Judge Beef Vegan, who I speak of in the third person, does find this guy guilty of patronizing and basically patting himself on the back And so for that, he deserves all the shame. And it's probably a good thing that he didn't get laid on Valentine's Day, because, even the waitress that he was tipping didn't give him a call back, because I'm sure he left out the little tidbit that his phone number was left on that tip as well. So yes, don't do that. If you are going to tip big, by all means, in the service industry, it's definitely appreciated, but keep your mouth shut about it. You don't have to be a D-hole.
Yeah.
All right, so there's the Beefle's Court. We're going to talk about Apple phones listening to us, so much so we got evidence from Apple retail employees. I'll tell you more about that when we return. And on the stream, what's it like doing stand-up in the metaverse? Well, Rico had basically like a fever dream, and he put it together in a video. We're going to share that video on the podcast broadcast stream. It's amazing. You don't want to miss it. That's coming up next on Beef Vegan Presents. Don't go nowhere. All right, clear.
It's like when you're talking about the tipping thing, I laugh because it reminds me of like the very Larry David again thing, where it's like you have to keep eye contact with the employee. You have to make sure they're looking at you when you put the money in the jar. I do that every time.
Yes.
You have to make sure they see it.
Otherwise,
like, no.
This is me tipping you. Yes.
Right.
Absolutely.
Did you see me putting in the 5 that you only have 1?
Right.
Did you see this?
That was me.
Yeah.
I'm a good person.
I mean, honestly, like when I'm out, it's on a minimum, it's 30. So
30%, yeah.
I like to do
15,
but
that's because you're a restaurant owner and been in the service industry for your like entire adult life.
You're a boss.
I served for years, so yeah, I try to tip over 20%. If it's bad service, the lowest I go is 15%, and that's like terrible.
That's still generous. Yeah,
I know.
Bad.
I know, but that's my fuck you rate.
Sure.
Like, oh, you were terrible. Fuck you, 15.
Fuck you.
I've gone down to 20. It was just not good. But I'm not gonna screw them out of it. And then but it was also one of those things like you could be having a bad day.
Sure.
And not everybody has the ability to take that out of their job performance.
That's true.
So, but this was definitely something that I'm just like, okay, you're just not
right. Yeah,
you're not being nice. You're not good.
You're not good. You're not even trying.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I like how Israel has mandatory military service. I think the U.S. should implement mandatory like service industry jobs.
Yeah.
So you know how to treat people.
Well, I mean, if you did it to where, if it goes to a non-tipping industry, because, essentially the tip gets added into the main, the cost
gratuity and all that.
So it's so like, it'd be like, you're going and you're buying a $15 burger, but they could be charging $13 for it, but that $2 automatically goes to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but the problem is everybody's just not going to nobody wants to pay, like people get mad at, how much things are now. And I'm just like, a lot of my, food items went up more than 50% in cost.
When I find out too, a lot of this stuff, this inflation is not necessarily because supply and demand. It's essentially like big business having a monopoly and just deciding to jack up prices. Because if you follow the stockholders conference calls, they do quarterly calls, and like Wall Street Journal and other business journals are reporting that they are literally reporting record profits. These companies like Tyson Chicken, and there's only like, when it comes to
Cisco Foods,
the food manufacturers, there's only 4 of them, right? So, if they get on the same page, which they have, they could just jack up the prices. And they do this in times of recession or people getting more money. Essentially, they're like, oh, people are getting paid more. Cool. We're raising our prices, but our cost remains the same. Now we're reporting record profits. And that's what's happening across the board. And a lot of this inflation, if you look at the stock market calls, you're seeing that. Like the same thing with gas. Yeah. They're just like, we're making record profits. Be like, okay, so your cost has gone down and you're charging us more. Why are you charging us more?
Well,
and the answer is fuck you, because we can.
Right. Well, and with the food, it's like, people like myself where I'm a single entity.
Yeah.
I have multiple locations. I lack buy power.
No, I know. No,
so
the inflation goes to you for sure.
So actually, if you have multiple locations and stuff, you have the buy power to buy, and the cross use is good. You actually maintain a really good profit line, and you got to increase some of your prices.
Right.
So, and I might be speaking out of turn here by saying that, because I don't know everybody's situation and how that works.
Generally speaking.
Just on a general, like I work hard to make sure I'm hitting my margins.
So me
Yeah.
myself that don't I'm not familiar with that, or other people that might not be. It's kind of hierarchy based. Businesses that have multiple fronts obviously get the top choice rate, right?
Like
Or-
I
okay.
had to switch vendors who just because they pretty much told me like, you know, they're honest about it, like, hey,
Right.
we're taking care of our bigger accounts, and
Mhm.
you know, then I was like, yeah, no problem. And then they have, you know, imposed minimums, and so when I tried to hit the minimum and then half my stuff isn't even available
Yeah.
anymore,
Right.
you know, I was like, yeah, you know, maybe we'll talk later. You know,
Right.
it's me, not you. I gotta go.
Yeah. So I mean, well, you've been in it's me, not you. Yes. But I mean, you've been in the business a long time. So what are the differences that you're noticing as opposed to the first time you opened up your burger shop over a decade ago to now? Is there like a major difference in the way that how many products are available and the cost margin? Obviously, cost goes up over time.
Right.
But does it seem like they're making it a little more difficult and not consumer friendly as opposed to over a decade ago?
I mean, some places are just like they're just not making items anymore, so
Right.
they can't control what are they, you know, you can order from them. There are just some places that are just like, you know, they decided to, hey, we're pushing this product to just, you know, whatever, and reducing all our labor, and we're only going to make this product here because it makes sense for them. So, you know, and I'm a guy that's going to buy, like, you know, like we had a rib patty. I'm buying like 2-3 cases a week. I'm no big deal to these
Right,
guys,
right.
you
It's
know,
not
so-
McDonald's like stuff. Yeah.
Right. So it's, you know, that makes sense. But it's also like there are some things that just like they weren't even bashful about it. It was like a 40 to 60% price hike. And I mean like from one week to another.
Yeah, that's
Right.
So
significant.
and the funny thing was it was precursors with like, oh, this isn't available. And then it would
Right.
come back and bam.
Yeah.
I was like, come
Surprise.
on.
Right.
So, but it's forced me to, you know, kind of redesign the menu a little bit. Actually, every time I do that, I try to do something a little better, more fresher.
Mhm.
Just, you know, so we're in house with as much as I can do without, you know, being overdrawn on.
I like that, and I relate to that. Essentially, you get these obstacles, and these kind of obstacles, and being told no is a breeding ground for creativity. You
Exactly.
know, so them saying this isn't available, instead of just taking that as like an L, you're just like, okay, well, I
Ooh.
still have goals of what I want to do. What's my workaround? And then you end up inadvertently coming up with something that could be better,
Right.
just because you were challenged.
Right. We're doing like it's a smoked pulled pork now instead of the rib patty that's on the Farlow's BM.
BAMF, yeah.
That's a win.
And so it's, you know, and then it's kind of sits in this marinade after it gets smoked.
Ooh,
So
yeah, no,
it's
it
a-
looks good. The pictures look good too.
So
On we
I've
have the
gotta update
website up right
picture
now.
on the website.
You do, because I'm looking at the rib patty, but yes, the pictures do look phenomenal on the website.
Graphic.
Yeah. All right,
Oh.
let's get into this because we got a couple things that I want to share, but you got to check out this video, Lindy. You're gonna appreciate it because Rico's crazy. This is
I already liked a little bit. I just saw.
yeah. This is
it gets good.
yeah. This is essentially what it would be like because we're all working our way towards being in the metaverse. That's the evil overlords' main plan for us. We're all going to be digital characters and live in this fake reality, a la the Matrix. Rico had a fever dream, and he's like, "What if I was a stand-up comedian in said metaverse? And what would it be like?" It would go a little something like this.
All right, give it up for your opener, Shitcoin Steve. Shitcoin Steve, good work, buddy. So yeah, thank you all for coming out tonight, and by coming out, I mean thank you for closing your Pornhub tab and joining my Discord. I really appreciate that. It's a good-looking crowd too. Ma'am, are those tits fake? It's all right. Everybody's tits are fake in here. Don't worry about it. What is this? A crowd or an NFT? Huh? Speaking of which, any of you ladies list those unsolicited dick pics as NFTs yet? Convert that dick into Doge. Come on, get with it. It's a new era. Secure the bag. Any Canadians in here tonight, huh? Did you guys find your prime minister yet, or is he too busy hiding in a broom closet and calling you racist while canceling hockey? I can't believe Canadians are the ones that are freedom fighters now. You know, you guys gave us Justin Bieber and Drake. Thought you were going to bring up his exes or talk about broken promises, not bring Mad Max Fury fucking Road to his doorstep. Impressive, eh? How about that PC culture, huh? You know, back in my day, PC culture was just about LAN parties, video cards, and not getting laid. Today, PC culture is about not being able to talk or ask questions about a guy who chops off his dick and then dominates every female sport out there. What? Why are you booing? I'm right. You know it. Where are the feminists?
Bring on the next comic right now.
Oh, don't white knight, dude. The only reason you're watching Ukraine on the news right now is because your mail-order bride is taking longer than 2 days to deliver. Oh, what? Are you going to cancel me now? I'm not your gym membership, you fat fucks. Okay, good. I got you back. You know, I just go ahead and assume every girl I've ever dated or am dating right now has already fucked Pete Davidson. Or is gonna fuck a guy that looks like Pete Davidson after me. It makes breaking up that much easier. Trust. Make sure you're taking care of your waitstaff out there, and by waitstaff, I mean whoever's bringing you bagel bites and Capri Suns in the basement right now. Tip them some Ethereum. You know, fuck the gas fees. Who cares? Who wants to hear some Zuckerberg jokes? All right. So, what's the difference between Satan's asshole?
You didn't see that ending coming, huh?
Plot twist.
Yeah.
Controversial.
Yeah, no, excellent job. Excellent job.
Thank you.
I'm not
I'm
your
too
gym
scared to get in
membership.
front of real people, so I just go to digital people instead. I'm like, I don't care what you think.
That's fantastic. though.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I like the mail order bread.
Yeah. There's some good jokes in there. Good jokes in there. And
Thank
yeah.
you.
And it was spot on. You know, that's some good political satire, if you will. And
Make people laugh before you get into World War III.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Oh, it's happening too. I mean, I keep checking my updates on there, and 10,000 more troops are getting closer to the Ukraine border, and Putin's not effing around, and the rest of the world is saying sanction this, sanction that, and I don't think he gives a sanction crap.
Yeah, no, he's like sanction this.
Yeah, he's like, I'm already the world's richest man.
Sanction my penis.
Yeah.
Good luck.
I gotta figure out how to cryovac my burgers and get them to the front line.
Yeah. That's right. Be a hero.
Just trying to make your day better.
Yeah, just
Hero
don't
we did
don't
know.
tweet about it. And
Oh God.
And
Yep.
this is cool. This is something I would have done if I was a teenager. This happened up in Goodyear, which is the west side of Phoenix. There was a bunch of kids. They came across this $1 million home. They knew the parents were going to be out of town, but also there was no kid involved. So there's just this house that rich people lived in, and they were out of town. And these teenagers knew that they were out of town, broke into the house, and threw a massive party.
Judd Apatow is making new movies. Huh?
Right. Yeah. And they said with this, the reporters are so funny. They're like, it was a teenage party, and there was said to be lots of drugs and alcohol. I'm like, so you're telling me it was a fucking rager?
It was
Yeah.
a normal party.
It was a party.
It was legendary.
Okay.
It was 100% legendary. That's
There's
what
rock
happened.
and roll music.
Now, yeah, the house is owned, and let's see, the owner said he's watching over. Oh, the kid that was throwing the party said he was watching it for the owner when the cops showed up. That's the only downside on this brilliant plan is the cops ended up showing up. They basically set up DJ equipment, and they were playing pool, and they had this big party going on, and the neighbors weren't hip to it and ratted them out. But these kids definitely threw the party of the year up in Goodyear.
Damn.
What was the movie?
God, there was like so
Project
many.
X?
Project X.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
big rager.
Yeah, which movie are you talking about?
Project X.
Oh, yes.
Legendary party.
My buddy Dustin Ibarra is in that movie.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm just name dropping. But it's
Crazy
big
hair
deal.
guy?
Yep, crazy hair guy,
Yeah.
Dustin Ibarra.
Mhm.
We'll see him around on the broadcast one of these days. But yeah, we were just talking about a big house party that was thrown in Goodyear. That basically these teenagers knew that these rich people were going to be out of town, and they broke into their house and threw a rager, an epic rager. The video that I couldn't pull up on the podcast broadcast stream showed floods of kids flooding out. What was the best house party that you threw when you were in high school? Did you ever throw any massive parties that were legendary?
I didn't throw one, but definitely helped.
Yeah. So
Other-
desert parties
other-
were a thing, right?
Desert parties, probably some of the more epic ones were desert parties in
Mhm.
our day. But no, I helped throw at other houses because not cleaning that up.
Right.
Exactly.
So
Like, no.
later as I became a homeowner,
Yeah.
I threw Halloween parties. Neighbors came.
Nice.
There were cabs. So we did like the candy and 8 to 10 kids and then after 10 o'clock until about morning.
Yes.
So
then it was time for the parents.
Bartended, catered, and after 2 o'clock is when it really hit. Everybody's coming out of the bars. Everybody's costumed.
Yeah.
You know, there was a different theme every year. It was on.
Nice.
One year somebody was walking around pooling people in their palm of their hands. That was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, but is what it is. So
Yeah, I miss those. I miss being able to throw a good party. I threw a few in my day.
Yeah.
The biggest rager that I threw happened to be on New Year's Eve, where I was coming home from college, and it was just after my parents or my dad was living in a house, was foreclosing on the house. The house that we were living in was a 2-story house, but it was the house of horrors for me, right? It was where everything fell to crap, where my family fell apart. So there was bad mojo attached to the house.
Mhm.
So I was down in town for the holidays, and I was asking around my friends. We're all around 20 years old. So before we can go to the bar, being like, what's going on as far as parties? Everyone's like, we don't know what's going on. There's nothing going on. So I'm like, fine, let's throw a party here, which I had like a skeleton house, right? I had like one couch, and that was pretty much it, right?
perfect.
The
I know,
red,
right?
exactly.
A little too perfect.
So we did the whole word of mouth, boom, you know, party at my house. So people start showing up. Now I lived in a cul-de-sac at the time. So this is how I planned it. I made sure nobody parked in my cul-de-sac for rule number 1. Okay. So rule number 1, don't park in the cul-de-sac, park on the side streets and then walk up to the house. Rule number 2, once you go inside the house, you don't go in front of the house. You don't come back out unless you leave. Right.
Yep.
But once you go inside, you can do anything you want. That means smoke, drink. You could punch holes in the wall. You could defecate in the middle of the floor. You could do
Upper deck your toilet.
whatever you want. You just can't come outside. I had a couple people have a small issue with it until I explained it to them better. And then they're like, fine. Inside, it was chaotic, right? It was during this big boom of Molly and alcohol. And we had over 500 kids packed shoulder to shoulder. It would take us like 15 minutes to walk 5 feet. We did the countdown. It was a rager. Cops were patrolling my neighborhood trying to find this party. They couldn't find it because they were driving by. They were seeing all these cars, but where weren't their cars?
That's
that
why there's
cul-de-sac.
rules, Beef. You
That's
knew.
So good.
Yes.
There's rules,
So
bro.
good.
Now, once I finally broke up the party and it was going, a flood of kids start coming out. My neighbors are outside at this point. And they're just like, they weren't even mad. They're just like, I couldn't believe you're throwing a party of this scale. We had no idea.
Giving you the golf clap.
Exactly.
Bravo.
Yeah,
He's all smug about it. Like,
My-
I know.
across the street neighbor, Ernie, I remember this sweet old man. He was an old Greek guy with an accent. And he's like, I'm so impressed, Brad. Like, I can't even be bad. Like, I had no clue. I've been up all night long. They had no clue there was over 500 people, like 20 feet away from me.
You literally had street cred.
Yes. So the next day, it doesn't end there. So the next day, the house is trashed, right? You're talking about 6 inches of just straight garbage. It's covering every surface.
Yep.
Okay. While I go leave to get breakfast, while I left to go get breakfast, the cops show up. They walk in the house. They kind of scope things out, but nobody's there. It just looks like an abandoned house. Right. So this is a report I got from my neighbors. So a day after that, so 2 days after the party, I'm sleeping on the couch after we got everything cleaned up, and I get a knock at the door about 5:30 in the morning. It's a cop, and he's like, "Excuse me, you the homeowner?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Can I come in?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "It's okay if you have drugs. It's cool." I'm like, "No, you can't come in."
I know my rights.
Yeah. And he's like, "So did you have a little party here?" I'm like, "Yeah, I had a party a couple days ago." He's like, "How many people were here?" I was like, 4 or 5. He's like, 4 or 5 people, and I'm like, "No, 400 or 500, dude."
Bro.
Yeah. And he's just like, "Well, can I come in the house?" I'm like, "Absolutely not, dude." And I shut the door on his face, locked it, and then went back to bed. So the party was so epic that I had cops going to my house 2 days after I threw it.
That's
The
awesome.
aftermath.
Uh-huh.
We had
He had FEMA called in.
I just made sure my neighbors were there.
Yeah.
They partied with us, and then
the
1 year we actually had the cops show up. They saw the cabs outside. They knew I was taking keys.
Yeah.
And they took pictures with us.
Nice.
You know, like we were getting arrested.
Well, when you're
It was
adults
great.
and you throw a good party, they got to recognize it. It's
Man.
fantastic.
They would just kind of mosey on by and just make sure everything was okay. They didn't bug us. It was great.
That's the golden rule. If you're cool with the neighbors, like it's
Yeah.
You're good.
call
Yeah.
them up, be like, hey, I'm sorry.
All right, we're gonna get this continue this conversation on our podcast broadcast stream. Lindy from Thunder Bacon Burger Company has been our in-studio guest. Of course, he did Tap Out, which we're gonna replay the clip of this morning's Tap Out, where we had our contestant win more than one gift certificate. I won't spoil it. I'll share it on the
Sorry, I just
podcast
spoiled
broadcast stream. Oh. Well, more coming up next. Keep it right here. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA.
Sorry.
Clear.
You spoiled tap out.
Spoiled.
Oh, cancel it all.
Yeah, that guy's
That's it.
bullshit.
You gotta go.
I tuned in for an hour to listen to, and he ruined it.
Oh, I didn't even have tap out ready yet. All right, so
We can recreate it if you want. Hi.
we did give.
She gets
out
a lower
lunch.
voice and answers the last 3 questions, right?
Yeah.
She's like, yes.
I know all the presidents, and I'm good at math.
I'm good at math.
If you guys are on Discord, we're on Discord. Make sure you follow us on there. And
We're
then
cool, we're hip.
Twitch, we're going to be able to stream, or our podcasts are going to stay on Twitch for 24 hours. So if you want to bust clips, you could bust clips now on the Twitch. It only took me 6 months to figure that out. And shout out to Sarah for giving me the heads up on that. I do appreciate it. I was twitching all wrong.
Oh,
I know.
You were tweeting, twitching.
There's so many things, when you're trying to do this big cast a wide net through social media,
I know.
you think, oh, Facebook and Instagram, I got it. Like, no.
boomer.
Yeah.
Whatever. You know
I'm
what you're
gonna-
talking about.
I am going down with a sinking ship that is Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, I know.
I let Nicole handle all the other social media that
Doing the TikToks and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
man.
your daughter.
She's like, do the dance, Dad. You're like, I don't want to dance on TikTok.
no, we just
No.
I can't. Twitter keeps reminding me that I have an account.
Mhm.
You know, my only friend on Snapchat is Snapchat because they're like, hey, you should Snapchat. You know, like it's
How you been?
yeah.
Yeah, I
Good.
can't do any Snapchat. I thought Snapchat was only an app for you to send D pics for, like you send a
Still
D
is.
pic and it still is, huh?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. You got a lot of followers on Snapchat?
maybe.
Yeah.
It's retro, bro.
Yes,
But yeah.
as a side hustle for Ukrainian lives.
Exactly.
So,
Oh, you know what I do
Got
want to
my
mention?
today's pick of the week.
Right?
Yeah. You
Hi,
guys,
Savanka.
you guys know about QAnon, right?
Maybe. Of
Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't have to know, but you know of QAnon.
course.
So
Everybody's grandma knows about QAnon.
did you watch that documentary on HBO that talked about the origin of QAnon?
No, I heard about it though.
It's fantastic. You got to
Yeah.
watch it. I think there's about 4 episodes, and in it, you meet a guy named Ron Watson. You actually meet a couple people, and Ron Watson's one of them, and he is also the creator of 8chan. Ron Watson with his father, both
Uh-huh.
characters, very, very strange, very weird people.
I heard Rod Watson.
Right.
Sorry.
Good name.
I'm like, that's too perfect.
Yes.
Rod Watson.
The reason why you need to know who Ron Watson is because first off, he's running for Congress here in Arizona. So if he's just like,
Oh.
yeah, he's tied to QAnon, and he's just like, where's a state that's crazy enough to elect me to Congress? Boom, not Florida.
I was
I'm
gonna
going
say,
straight to
Too
Arizona.
crazy for Florida.
Here is computer scientists were able to identify the 2 men as likely authors of QAnon. And those 2 men were Ron Watkins and Paul Ferber. Those 2 men were also the 2 men featured in the documentary. Paul Ferber initially was the QAnon on 4chan. Then Ron Watkins essentially took it over. And then when they got booted off 4chan, Ron Watkins started 8chan. And there you have it. So they were
Mhm.
basically the groundbreaking linguistic studies has shed further light. And they said basically the whole style and how they're writing, they were able to just pinpoint it and be like, it's the same way these guys write. They are the QAnon. So
Project Mayhem.
so this whole question, I know we all have relatives that believe that JFK Jr. is going to come back from the dead because of QAnon. And there's been a bunch of shit that's been debunked by reality in real time, right? But behind there, I mean, I lost several friends over this QAnon shit. They were super aggressive in the baby eating conspiracy bullshit, right?
What?
Where, yeah, like, like,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
Drinking blood.
So essentially the pizza parlor that has a basement where they're,
Yeah.
it's a pedophile ring, and that pizza parlor doesn't have a basement. But even something as
Everybody
factual
knows
as that.
happens on the Mount Causadoom.
Right.
I mean, come on. It's not in a pizza parlor.
Right. So the 2 guys that were spotted out was Ron Watkins and this Paul Ferber dude. And these are the guys that were behind this entire movement. They were able to get millions of people on board and to repeat their rhetoric and it influenced an election. It influenced the resurrection or insurrection. It influenced a lot of things. And it was just two dudes who couldn't get a girlfriend, who just started running their mouth on these message boards. And now it's all but confirmed. So keep that in mind, because we have, I don't know if that's a celebrity congressman that's going to be running then, because Ron Watkins, we have Q running for Congress of Arizona.
About time.
Right? I mean, for celebrity fuckers out there, you know, that might be worth the vote alone. Be like, man, then we got actual Q running things.
Just dip our toes in that water. Let's see how it goes for a year. Come on. Let's get crazy.
Yeah, let's see.
Let's have World War III. Let's have a little fun.
Yeah, QAnon, you know, vegan. So, yeah, there's all different types of theories going on. Was Trump's shadow governor helped try to destroy the country? Well, I mean, he was kind of buddies on with Trump towards the latter days. So
that fateful day. It was worse than 9/11, I heard.
That's what
they told me. Well, that's the thing going around. Like, it was worse. It's like it sucked. It was bad. But when you have like all these pundits and all these people like talking heads on the news going like, it was worse than Pearl Harbor. It was worse. I'm like, okay, now you're just making it so stupid.
I don't know if it was worse than Pearl
Well, that's
Harbor.
what they say to make it like implant that in your head. You're like, okay.
Yeah.
Well, and I,
like, come on.
they're I guess for lack of a better term, like the fear mongering. They're trying to
rally up everybody.
You know, and the problem with that is, you know, it's just you might be speaking to a lot of people with like good information,
right?
And then just marring it and making the divide. And
exactly,
you know what I mean? Like
that means money and profit.
So very much so. So, and it's like, and not everybody knows how to do a little research,
right?
You know, so
you can say that
that's
louder
part of
in
their
the back.
mantra, though. Yeah, they're like, do your research, do your research.
You know, a lot of people are like, you know, where do you fall? I'm like, you know, a lot of times, like right down the middle. And
exactly.
You're probably not gonna.
Yeah.
You know, I think you're all idiots on both sides.
Exactly.
So,
if you're extreme on either side, you're a moron.
Right.
So
like
just
the middle path.
It does nothing for anything.
Right.
So
and then Brian commented, Ron drives around watching porn. And I'm like, yeah, he's a relatable guy.
Multitasking.
You know, that is actually probably a multitasking skill that
really is.
people that text should learn.
Yeah. He wouldn't be the
Especially if
first
you're not
person.
driving like shit.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you can say that on the podcast stream.
We're live on the podcast.
I keep forgetting when we
I know
are,
it's a switch. You
I
gotta
know.
hit.
I know.
Like,
Yeah, so but it was crazy to come across that story. So they were able to pinpoint it. And now that answers things, it doesn't change anything. Still, you know, people will be waiting on the grassy knoll for JFK Jr. to return. According to Ron Watkins, who was basically busted. He outed himself. When you get a chance, both of you guys, you need to check out that HBO documentary. It's fantastic.
He's gonna ride that laser beam
oh,
space.
hell yeah.
Hopefully it's cause a fire again.
Right.
For real.
Let's see what else I have here. Courtney Cox admitted that she did too much stuff to her face in an effort to stay young.
Oh no.
Yes. Hey,
Courtney.
this is a big deal. Finally, like a middle-aged rich white woman admits that she fucked up her face. You know, you can't like most of them will continue to get the duck lips and like swell it up and look unrecognizable, look like cat people.
Yeah, I was in LA for a long time.
Right.
Yeah. Everywhere.
And now she said, this is a quote. I didn't realize that. I was like, oh shit. I'm actually looking really strange with the injections and doing stuff to my face that I would never do now. So is it too late? We'll find out. You know?
It's time for
Find
some
out.
tattoos.
Yeah.
Sad. She was never the favorite in Friends. It was always the other two.
She was my favorite.
Was she? Were
I
you,
thought she was the hottest out of the three, 100%.
Really?
Aniston's overhyped, dude.
I was a Phoebe guy.
Her over like need to clean in the cooking, like I identified with far too much.
Yeah.
I get you.
That's crazy because my girlfriend has OCD like that as well. And I'm like, oh shit, am I dating Courtney Cox's character from Friends? Possibly.
It all changes when I go through the front door home though. There I'm just like, oh,
yeah.
I'm tired.
That's right though. You keep the kitchen clean.
So
In fact, actually, I want to show this picture. Let's see. I had Lindy has a BVP sticker in in the kitchen, looking nice and clean. Let's see if you show.
Look at that. Whoo.
If you can see it.
Can people get these stickers, by the way, Beef? Where can they get them?
I only have a few left, and they're $2 a piece for me. So no, I don't want to give them out.
No, where can they obtain them? Buy them. Represent.
I
wanted to put it over my hang loose boobies, but that position is you can actually see it from the register. So
You're like, don't take that away from me. Can't have it.
And you've been staying busy, right? I mean, it seems like every time I go by there, there's always people in there.
Yeah, actually, the weekends have been absolutely packed, and it's been great.
Oh yeah.
What about the street fair? Was that like a crazy weekend for you?
That was the biggest welcome back to the Avenue, like friendly nightmare ever. It was just insane. So
Right. It was
we,
nonstop.
As soon as we opened and line out the door, and I mean, and we I feel like we get our product out as fast as possible.
Yeah.
But it's I mean, when you're 40, 50 tickets deep, and you figure
in the weeds,
anywhere from 5-6 minutes a burger, but everybody was really understanding, and it went so smooth. Like,
Well, that's good. But how do you feel like mentally when you got 40 or 50 tickets that you're staring down the barrel of? Right? Doesn't it still kind of get you like shit? Like, do you stress out?
No. Actually, what I did was I was just like, just keep plugging at it. Don't go too fast.
Right.
Don't just, we honestly, we went down to, we were doing like, if there was a bunch of orders on one ticket, we focused on the ticket.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to lay too many things down. I'm very critical about the build and how everything's going out.
Right.
So therefore, the speed at which we are able to cook the product at lens and that not taking too long, so we don't have to do 6, 7, 8, 9 tickets at one time just to keep up.
Right.
So but it was actually probably one of the smoothest street fairs I have ever done, and considering I'd been out of the game on that for about 5 years, and we did well.
Did you sell out of anything? Like, you run out of any buns or meat? Did you run out of any product because you were lining out the door the entire time?
Right. Actually, Ben Forbes was on call. And
nice.
He kept us,
Had the helicopter.
Well, yeah.
Here's your stuff.
He came by, made sure I called him. He's like, I need more.
Yeah.
So it was, but we were had my baker. We had enough buns for the weekend. And
nice.
So yeah, it was. I gauged it. We were close.
Yeah.
We were pretty close.
Like sweating. Like,
I
oh
bet.
no.
I walked by there when checking out the street fair because it was first time in years going down there. It was great to see. It was perfect weather. Fair food was fun too. I was gonna pop in, but I was like, shit, there's way too many people. So yeah,
it was
kept walking by.
There's some really cool like food vendors that were different from any street fair before. And
I had this crack.
This next time, I'm definitely taking a minute to get out there. So we had some runners bring us back some treats and stuff. But
yeah, because it is great like that. Hold on, let's get back on here. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. I got a story that I got to tell you on the broadcast stream. I can't tell you right now.
So excited.
With 4th Avenue. Yeah, because, all the food vendors there. I had an interesting situation with a meth head who was serving up some food. Yeah. And it was a very awkward moment, but it's a funny story. Yeah.
A little crack.
Yeah, little man, this hot dog's so filling, and now I didn't sleep for 3 days.
Right.
Said it was Maldon salt.
Apparently the way that we're watching TV is affecting our brain. Yes. Back in the day, there would be maybe 3 to 4 months between season finale and season premiere, right? But now we're suffering what's called hiatus brain. That's when we get too long of a break between TV seasons. So hiatus brain is a thing that researchers are starting to point out. Essentially, that's meaning we're like, shows are taking so long to like renew or re-debut, if you will, that people are forgetting what the show was all about in the first place.
That's why you binge the season before the next season comes out.
That's true. That is why you do that.
YouTube recaps.
I know. All right. Well, I just wanted to share that with you. I know.
Like, I'm totally like into Ozark.
Like what?
Right now.
Oh, Ozark is mine.
Well, that's the problem with Ozark, right? So I fell off in the middle of season 3. It's season 4 right now, and it's the last season.
Finished
So I have
three.
to
It's a
watch.
masterpiece.
Yes, I have to rewatch season 3 even to start getting to season 4. It's a pain in the ass.
They give you recaps when a new season starts.
I know, but it's not that good
I don't
watching
pay
a
attention
recap.
to that.
Yeah, no, it's just like I'd rather watch the whole thing. It's just an investment. The reason why I haven't been watching the new season of Ozark is because I haven't been able to put in the 12 hours it takes to get caught up for the new season of Ozark.
Right. I'm gonna finish Ozark. I'm gonna finish Attack on Titan, and then I'm pretty much waiting for September when the Ring of Power comes out.
Oh, yes. All right, let's continue this
and the rest is
conversation on the
spoilers.
stream. Yes. That actually is starting to look pretty good too.
I hate watch that.
We got your beef tip coming after a short break, so keep it right here. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA.
I hate watch the hell out of that show.
So back to this vendor, right?
Mhm.
So we're walking around looking at food, and I was like, okay, well, you were too busy, so I'm like, let's get some street fair food, right? And it looks good. Let's pay more money for a hot dog than we should. So we're walking around looking at different places, and I see a little gyro stand, and then one thing had like kielbasa's with gyros, and I was like, I'll just get a gyro. But they were like frying up some kielbasa's, and I go up to the lady, and
Mhm.
she's obviously a meth head. She's got the scars and everything, the scabs,
Obvious.
and she's all gacked out. And these kielbasa's were like foot long kielbasa's, right?
Like a
And-
13-inch.
Yeah, like it was a big kielbasa.
Big kielbasa.
and so we're like, hey, what are you selling? You sell euros here? And then she's like, yeah, and then these, and my girlfriend's like, yeah, those are huge. And she's like, yeah, you suck it like a dick. Yeah.
Oh, what?
I'm like, yeah, I swear to God,
Jesus.
this is the girl who's like about to serve us food, and she like literally is like, you gotta do it with two hands, and then she like,
what's it like beer fest? Like, let me warm those up.
I
for
know.
you.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Yum Yum was a horror.
yeah. So my girlfriend
God.
is mortified.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here thinking,
Laughing.
well, how can I get one of these hot dogs when she's not looking? No. It was brutal.
Oh my lord.
She was the marketing manager for the business.
Yeah. I'm like, dear Lord.
Just like a suck of
The
penis.
lady next to her, you could tell the lady next to her just wanted to murder her by the end of the weekend. It was just like, I can't stand this. You could see the disdain on this woman's face
Yeah.
that she had to listen to this lady tell that same dick sucking kielbasa
Yep.
joke.
Every time.
Yeah, way too many times.
This is
I
the
don't
result
do that
of
in my life, and I don't want to hear about it now.
Yeah.
all prude. It's like a perfect pairing. The
Right?
prude and the dick sucking street lady.
All right, we got our beef tip coming up here in just a couple minutes, but I do want to share with you the clip of our tap out this morning. I went a little something like this. KFMA's Beef Vegan presents 600 KFMA is the number. That's 600-5362 if you want to be a contestant for Tap Out Tuesday. Let's go.
The only game where you can quit and win. Think you have what it takes to last 5 rounds? Let's find out. Beef Vegan presents Tap Out.
All right, going to the phones. Lindy's going to be asking these questions. First question is always self-serving. So if you were listening to the interview shortly before we played Godsmack, you know this answer. So we'll go to the phone lines, find out who our first contestant is. Rock 102.1, what's your name?
Brianna.
All right, Brianna. Lindy, go ahead and ask her that first question.
All right, first question is, what is Thunder Bacon Burger Co.'s special sauce called?
Thunder sauce.
Thunder sauce is correct. All right, so you just banked $20, Brianna, which is fantastic. So $20 in the bank. At the very least, you're gonna win $20, and we're gonna move on. For every question you answer correctly, you're going to get another $20 gift certificate to Thunder Bacon Burger Company. But if you don't know the answer, you could always tap out and cash out with your winnings, and then the rest will go to our scavengers. You understand?
Yes.
Okay. Lindy, go ahead and ask her question number 2. What's the category, Lindy?
We are going to do some math.
Math. Okay.
Ooh.
What is the question?
What is 6 times 7?
42.
That is correct. Yes. All right. So now you got $40 in gift certificates. Going on to question number 3. What's the category, Lindy?
This is a President's Day question.
Oh, President's Day question. Hope you know
I
your.
might as well tap out now.
No.
At least she's honest.
Yeah, that is fair. But go ahead and ask the question, and then you can tap out if you don't know it.
The question was, who was our second president?
Yeah, I'll just tap out.
All right, tap out. Tap out. There it
Like
is.
civics, nah.
That's fantastic. I got great news for you, Brianna. That means you won a $40 in gift certificates to Thunder Bacon Burger Company. And even better news for our scavengers, because that means there's a 3 $20 gift certificates to give away. So I need 3 numbers from you between 1 and 10. Give me 3 random numbers, Brianna.
379.
379. So callers 3, callers 7, and callers 9. You guys. There you go. Oh, there you go. And if you guys know the answer to that question, who was our second president? Put it in the comments right now. Let's see how smart you guys
5
are.
seconds.
There, Manny's on it. Up I am.
Boom.
John Adams. I forgot to say that on the air, and I know that I'll get yelled at for not giving the answer after asking a question.
They should know anyway.
They should know.
Come on, people.
But I didn't know. I had to look it up. All right, let's get on with your beef tip here. Rock 102.1. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. We are almost out of time here. I'm going to leave you with a beef tip. Before I do, though, I'd like to thank our in-studio guest, Mr. Lindy from Thunder Bacon Burger Company. Thank you, sir, for coming in and hosting Tap Out Tuesday with us.
I had a lot of fun. I love doing this.
Oh, yeah. We'll do it again here in about a month. We got you in the rotation. And, of course, we'll probably see you even before that. We did make a video a little while back of our visit to Thunder Bacon Burger Company. I'm going to share that on our Facebook page as well. And make sure you check out our YouTube page when you get a chance, youtube.com/beef vegan. Next week, we'll continue to do Tap Out Tuesday each and every Tuesday, giving up to $100 in gift certificates. All right, before we leave, let me leave you with this beef tip. And this is something that is actually really good information for those out there who, might eat too much salt and have a doctor tell them to like cut back on the salt. Have you ever had a doctor tell you you're eating too much salt?
Do you think I can afford a doctor?
Okay. Well, this is an actual tip for those who need to eat less salt. They say a study found adding chipotle seasoning to your food might make you miss it less. Right? So, do you ever put chipotle seasoning on your food, Lindy?
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Nice. Was that a secret ingredient that you just accidentally gave out?
No.
Oh.
No, actually, honestly, it's just I tried to find a lot of salt alternatives like years ago.
Yeah.
So
yeah, well, I mean, it is my go-to seasoning too, but you can't have too much of it. So that is your beef tip. If you want to eat less salt, just load up on the chipotle seasoning. And if you can't do the chipotle seasoning, then you're just a picky eater, man. Then go ahead and just keep killing yourself and eat that salt.
Yeah.
I'm not your doctor.
Don't be afraid of the chipotle.
Chipotle. All right. That is all the time that we have for the show. Thank you guys so much for checking out the podcast broadcast. Don't forget to subscribe when you get a chance. Riley's up next. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more movie passes for Studio 666 and tickets for the Tucson Tattoo Expo. All that, plus we'll play some great music and tell some D jokes.
I'll be seeing Foo Fighters on Saturday.
Oh, you're going to be seeing Foo Fighters on Saturday?
Yep.
Humble brag.
Son of a bitch. Yeah. Let's cancel him right now. All right, we're out of here. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe, and as always, rock local. Later.
When you wish upon a side of beef, soon will come an end to all your grief. But
Later,
if
guys.
you've been mean or kind of bad, I will knock out all your teeth.
Somebody obviously